which is why Michael Needham from Heritage Action says better no deal than these deals, no matter what the street says. Michael, you don't like either of these proposals. Why not?
Well, they're very similar proposals. They have some different window dressing around them. But the problem is neither of them deals with the real crisis we face. The crisis isn't August 2nd. The crisis isn't whatever deadline Tim Geithner has thrown out there. The crisis is that we have a country with $62 trillion of unpaid for promises. That's what we need to start taking advantage of. That's what we need to make changes to, and neither of these proposals does anything. The House has tried to change these. They had the Ryan budget. They had the Cut, Cap, and Balance Act. This is what we need. It's time for the Senate. It's time for the president to get serious about a country that is facing crisis.
And I always say, you know, I know Wall Street's in a big rush, Michael, and you talk to these people like I do, a lot of the big bankers and CEOs. Just sign a debt extension, get this thing raised, and we can move on here. I don't think it's so simple this time. And I think the reality is that even if Wall Street were to sell off in the face of not raising the debt ceiling, longer term it'd be better in its interest and our country's interest if we do this right.
The reason we've gotten into this mess is that we have an establishment in the business world, an establishment in the political world that has deferred tough decisions in order to avoid short-term pain in the meantime. We've had 17 commissions since 1982 that have been charged with dealing with the fiscal crisis that we face. It is not intuitively obvious to me why the 18th commission that Speaker Boehner wants to set up is the one that's finally going to get it right. Don't kick the can down the road. Make tough decisions now. If we can't do it by August 2nd, that's exactly why we have a debt limit.
Now, here's what I worry about, though, Michael. I think it is safe to say that Wall Street, around August 2nd, 3rd, we're not resolving this. There's going to be a sell-off. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But there will be a big sell-off. And I fear that Washington will rapidly do something sloppy, if not crappy, just to fend off another temper tantrum on the part of Wall Street. The reason why I mentioned the October 08 example and the 777-point meltdown at the time, we went ahead and got TARP, hoping that the temper tantrums would stop, not realizing that 4 months later, we would be going from a 10,500 Dow to a 6,500 Dow. And that's what I worry about, trying to appease ever volatile markets.
Well, you said it exactly right. And if we kick the can down the road this time, the downgrade's going to come eventually. The country is not on a fiscally sustainable course. We need to make a tough decision now. Fortunately, we already have something in the hopper that we can do. We have Cut, Cap, and Balance. The House has passed it. It's gotten through the House with a debt limit increase. It's sitting over in the Senate. Harry Reid decided to table it. Let's take it off the table and let's put that plan forward, because that is the only plan out there right now that deals with the real crisis, which is the long-term future of this country.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Michael Needham, my next guest says it's time for Congress to step it up and